Okay. Wait, I am an addict.
Same, girl, same.
Okay, I gotta have a little confession before we get
Don't
started.
start yourself on a bad
We're
note.
starting off on a bad note. I'm on a bad note in life.
Heather.
Why did you say my name like that?
Heather.
Archer.
It's Archer.
Archer's the name of her son. It's not my nickname. But in October of 2021, I downloaded an app called AppBlock, which I've talked about on the podcast, right? So unlike iPhone users whose system kind of saves that data, Android users only get one report a week. And I think it goes the way of the dodo after it's like, hey, you got a problem.
Okay.
But this AppBlock tracks it regardless of what the software does of your phone, right? So I was looking at the statistics. So every day it gives you a daily report of how long you were on the social media apps you want it to track. I can track any app on my phone and add it to a roster.
You have it TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
I added Pinterest even though I don't use it.
Okay.
And Reddit.
Are you on Reddit?
All the time.
I lost my login. Never logged in since.
You haven't taken the last class.
Last blast.
Okay. So, guess how much? Podcast land. Corey knows. How many hours have I been on those major social media channels? Yes, I get it. I get that Facebook is my job, but let's be honest.
She ain't always working.
So
I feel like I'm always working. I'm always monitoring.
Listen.
You may
But are you
post
scrolling and buy nothing, sell nothings? That's not working.
Just trying to work and get my crap out of my home.
No. So I, since October 1st, have spent a total of 25 days with no sleep on those social platforms. Okay, but you're whistling. But I also feel like you should. I said to Corey, I'll pay. That was the phone looking at my fingers. What are you doing on your phone? We're in a podcast.
Someone said the bake group. Becca wrote, it's kind of like this group is the party part of the mullet.
Okay, so there's now 4 sugar cookie marketing groups, affiliations.
Yeah.
There's Sugar Cookie Bookies, where you learn and Laura keeps you in line.
You read.
Then you got Sugar Cookie Marketing, which is like business in the front, and then Baking with Sugar Cookie Marketing, which is the whole party in the back. But because I don't admin the baking group, because I don't know what you guys are asking, Corey has let it go to crap diddly as she said on her phone. And then there's a Cookie College group, if you're wondering which one you're missing out on. And that one you shouldn't be missing out on.
Someone said, Corey's my favorite twin. Here. Heather's my favorite twin. There.
That's my answer. Anyways, it's Corey's on her phone. I'm talking about phone addiction.
I'm monitoring the baking group, but I'm crack-a-lacking now this week.
And everyone's eardrums.
All right, welcome to Baking It Down podcast.
You just said on my phone. I'm not done talking about my issues.
God.
So what I wanted to say was that I was listening to a book on addictions and things. Put your phone down.
I'm tuning out. I've already listened to this part.
We're literally on a podcast of 2 people, and you're the other half.
All right, Miss Debbie Downer, go ahead.
Corey feels guilty. It's like the same person at church who leaves before the altar call.
No, guys, let me explain it. I don't feel guilty, but imagine if you don't have an issue, but someone
Corey,
around you has an issue.
Literally texting right now on a podcast.
I'm bored of hearing the conversation again.
Okay, guys, if this hurts your feelings, you might have an issue. And if you turn me down, you also might have an issue. And if you're on your phone right now on a podcast with me, you might have an issue.
Well, to Baking It Down podcast with Sugar Cookie Marketing. You have made it to apparently the Debbie Downer intro. Then we head over to Marquee Minutes, Business of Baking, do a little bacon course coverage because me and Heather have a course to cover. Head over to voicemails. We're only doing 2 today because Heather's getting a birthday. Then we head to group stuff. That's lives. That's just it, lives. If we did a cookie collab, would be there too, but we haven't done one in a hot minute. Twinterest. I don't have one, but when I think about it while Heather's talking. Sponsors. Mailbag.
If
anyone thinks if anyone thinks I went to the mailbag this week.
Okay, UPS, send me an email.
You are correct.
Please get your crap.
I feel like I was just there and they gave me 4 letters.
I know it's a lady that's sending us magazines that I said, please stop sending us magazines. That's for clients.
I will go this week.
Okay, so into the marketing minutes. I want to talk about I see a lot of people have a lot of offerings on their menu. That's cool. Options. The more options they give people, the more they buy. Red Robin's 31 flavors.
The more people you'll reach because you have something for everyone.
Yeah, everyone will like it. And if I don't have this, then they can't buy it. Okay, so we work with a client who does remodeling, kind of higher end remodeling. Yeah. So they sent us an email saying, "Hey, we're taking." So their biggest projects, their projects range $50,000 to upwards of $350,000.
Yeah.
The $350,000 you're talking about, like fully gutting a kitchen of a large mansion,
upper part of the house.
Yeah, they do second floor additions. Okay, so this is the email. It's like, hey, we're taking off additions. Our biggest sales price item. We're taking it off. We're no longer offering it.
Is that not? No, you're gonna lose the
$200,000 to $300,000 job. They're no longer offering it. We don't want our website to mention the word home edition.
We'll close her down because there's no way you're going to survive this one.
Right. So, okay. Then the natural thing is, hey, just curious, what's the motive? I didn't ask. They told that the motive was, even though it's our highest ticket item, it's our biggest sales price, our margin is so low, it is not worth it. We actually make a higher profit margin on the smaller jobs. So when you do add a second level to a home, you're taking a lot of carpenters off the field on this one project. An additional carpenter is an entire salary added to a project that they could be dispersing that on a kitchen and bathroom model where the sales price is low, but the margin is high.
Yeah, with the options and everything like that.
So Corey and I were talking about, that makes extreme logical business sense. It may look like a lot of money when the check comes in, $200,000, but if you turn around and pay out $190,000, it was a $10,000 job.
Yeah,
profit job. So we're talking about cookies, and some of you guys are super talented. All of you are talented. I'm not talented.
She's talking about me as the untalented one.
Some of you, but not all of you. I'm just kidding. No, you guys are really talented. But I would like to wager. I'm the non-baking twin, so I can have this opinion and not offend anybody.
And I will tell her if she is incorrect or correct.
Some of the most talented cookies are actually probably operating at a loss for some of
1,000%. 1,000,000%.
So when I look, and your all's cookies look so impressive to me, but some I'm like, wow, that's an extremely lot of detail, especially like the knitted sweaters.
Oh,
the baskets. Wow, that is so attractive. However, when I see this big fat fishtail mermaid, 3 colors, hardly any details, I'm assuming you guys are probably charging within a couple dollars of each other. But one of those cookies took a ton of time. But it didn't have a high profit margin. So really, from a business perspective, regardless of the sheer talent that one cookie took, from a business perspective, it's the simpler cookie that is the move.
It is. Don't get me wrong. Instagram, I love to like the complicated cookies on Instagram because I'm like, there's so much time and talent that went into that. But when I think about it, the money and the time that goes into that one specific cookie is so much less than doing one big white ghost with black eyes.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's a great idea. So you could do an actual rendition of a ghost moving through a haunted forest. That's impressive. However, your margin gets eaten up by your time it takes to create that cookie.
Now, and you're like, no, you price higher. Not everyone's pricing higher. 1,000%, a lot of people do not price higher for those detailed sets.
I'm going to say something crazy is eventually, yes, and I know people are going to have an uprising, you can price yourself out of your market.
What?
So there's a lady in the group, and she does phenomenal cookies, and she charges such a high rate.
Has a couture package.
Okay, but you see, she uses the word couture.
Yeah,
I know what I'm getting.
$200 a cookie.
But we also, doesn't she live in McLean?
No, she doesn't live close.
She doesn't? Oh.
Do you want me to
there's a lady. No, there's a lady who lives in McLean who charges a lot per cookie, but it's couture. She's using these words that say, I'm charging so much because this is an experience now. It's no longer in the sugar cookie world. It's graduated to something else.
What is she charging?
I don't remember. She had made each cookie was an individual perfect looking antique car. And she had made a set. She lives in McLean.
I don't know who that is.
But it was super impressive. I know we know who you are. It sounded so mean. I don't know who she is.
Oh. I know who you are, but I can actually see the cookies in my mind.
But I can't see your tiny profile picture in my mind. However, so that's a whole different thing. Now when we're talking about the average type of order, so the average, the order that's really carrying it on its back.
I actually love those orders.
Yeah, those orders are where your highest margin is. I went to Panera the other day, and Panera's remodels have just this chef's kiss. They're just a nice little place.
Hey, the Panera close to me has a drive-through.
Oh, that was great. Okay, so I went to Panera and walk in. There's a kiosk right at the door. Don't even have to talk to anybody.
My favorite.
Kiosk remembers my little keypad or my phone number, whatever, my credit card. It remembers something
The little
about me.
slidey thing.
The slidey thing did. And then it's walking me really through an extremely, extremely easy purchase process. I did get a little tripped with the U-Pick too. I thought I was adding and it was deleting. But I came back around.
You need to add it to your bag.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was added, but I added on my baguette.
You can't just put it on the
Don't add it to bag. Add it to baguette. So, okay. Then I go through and I'm like, it's like, hey, would you like a soda? Well, now that you mention it. So I'm like, okay, I add the soda to bag. It's like, well, hey, would you like a cookie? Okay, I think the Panera cookies are kind of unattractive, but I think they are the best tasting thing in the world.
If I've gone to
I don't
Panera.
even like lemon, and I like their lemon.
I know. I've gone to Panera 5 times and they've been sold out every time. And I've had a little tear.
I can go to my Panera.
My Panera reward.
When I went to Panera, the cookie was over $3. It may have been $3 on the nose, but definitely wasn't $2.
I thought it was $2.95.
I don't know. This Panera was in Kingstown.
Okay.
So maybe I was paying Panera model prices. I bought it. I didn't even want it. I loved it. Ate all of it. But it was not an attractive looking cookie. It was not an attractive looking cookie, and they don't care because they know it tastes good, and they know they made it really easy for me to buy it.
About a bazillion of them every morning.
Apparently, and not enough for Woodbridge.
Who are you guys doing with them?
You know.
I'm just buying one.
So when you think about that really intricate cookie, I want you to say, hey, I'm making this cookie. I'm not making it for my clients. I'm making this cookie for Instagram. I'm using it to manufacture engagement. It is a marketing tactic for me to create this extremely detailed cookie. Mm-hmm. And then what I'm going to put in my portfolio is my heavy hitter cookies. These cookies, I can pump them out. I don't have to think twice. I don't have to take a class in order. But I want to offer my clients the best. What do you say? Your clients are ordering not the best. They like these basic things.
My clients like unicorns.
So unicorns. If unicorn is the number one sold set, your portfolio better have a lot of unicorns in it.
Yeah. No.
And not unicorns that are actually horses standing on their legs that you've made out of cookie and sugar art. It's got to be a basic cookie.
The cartoony one.
Because when you start in your portfolio, I don't think that every cookie you ever make should be in your portfolio. I think the cookies that you want to make because they're easy to make should be in your portfolio.
1,000%.
Because you got to look in margins. And if you're, crazy basket weave sweater.
When a client lets me do what I want, I hate it because some people are like, I love it. I can only flourish when I get to do what I want. I get so lost in the weeds because I'm like, I have to do every technique I know so I can impress these people. But the amount of time that goes into those, I'm wasting so much time trying to impress them with every technique that they never ever wanted, and I'm the only one losing because they would have been happy with more of a basic
losing
set.
Money in the form of time.
1,000%.
Okay, so think about it. Are your cookies whole house editions? And should they be kitchen and bathroom remodels, the heavy hitters that everybody wants? So you have your highest margin down, you have your process dialed in, you don't have to do anything crazy, you don't have to go anywhere crazy, you don't have to be stressed because that flour might pluck off and shatter. Mm-hmm. And you're here to have that business mindset, which I know people are like, this is art.
But if you want to offer those complicated sets because that's what brings you joy, you need to charge accordingly.
I'd say, Colin, what did you say?
Couture.
Gourmet, whatever you want to call it, that says, hey, this is what I like doing. This is going to be extra because it's special order. Those kind of things kind of separate. Hey, Mercedes has packages. You can get a Mercedes in 5 different packages? AMG GT, Brabus, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And okay, when you start adding a lot of words to a Mercedes, you know you're going to be paying more.
Yeah.
Because it took a lot more time to make. It took a lot more research and development. Mm-hmm. So when you look at your cookies, what are you telling your clients to dream about versus what is truly making you the most money? Now, could the remodeler say, look at this entire house we built, but they're not home builders. And to show a client, I can build a house. And the client's like, well, then build me the house. Well, no, that's actually going to take too many of the carpenters off the job sites where we're making the largest margin.
Yeah.
But man, could you have an ego post about this beautiful house?
Absolutely.
But you're sacrificing your margins. And I hate to bring it to the unschmexy version, but business is business. Business is not ego. And when ego kind of creeps into business, I feel like we're making judgment calls that may not be founded in what economics says is true.
A lot of times when I post fancy sets, of course, I'll get a lot of likes and comments. The front porch cookie set, if you know what I'm talking about.
A lot of likes and comments from your clients or from cookiers?
A little bit of both. It depends where I post it. Instagram, it's 100% for cookiers. Made by cookiers for cookiers.
Never saw a cookie there once.
But that's why I make those complicated sets, is for the likes of the cookiers, because I get a lot of likes.
Were you intentionally doing that? Was it done with intention?
1,000%.
Great. And that's fine if you're doing it for intention. Hey, I want to take this class that's really using isomalt. And
But do I want to do a front porch? Well, I almost obliterated that. Do I want to do a front porch set for a client? No, because that would take me so much time, and I would have to price it so high to make it worth it. So I put up little ghosties with black eyes, because that's what I want people to order. I can knock those bad boys out lickety splittily.
Right. So put that in your portfolio.
Yes.
And then the client, if somebody doesn't know it's an option, typically they don't know to pick it. But if you're like, look at all these amazing things I did. My rate's $350. Okay, do that one. $350 cookie, that's what I want. But no, that takes triple the amount of time.
Right.
I would say audit your portfolio. And your portfolio, if you don't have a website, will be your Instagram. It'll be your Facebook feed. It'll be a Facebook album you might have. And I would look at those really complicated, beautiful cookies and be like, what do I want? Would I do it again? Given knowing what I know now, would I do that set again? The answer is no. I think you should remove it from your portfolio.
And really focus on the sets that bring you the highest margin, and by
how would you know which sets are bringing you the highest margin? Oh, because you checked your time and you know your costs. Yeah. You know what luster dust costs and how much of it is used in a set. So maybe luster dust is not effective because it is costly. It is adding an additional cost. So then guess what my portfolio is going to feature? It's going to feature no luster dust. And if you want to add it, there's going to be an additional charge. It's up to you.
Yeah. So in my order form, it says my base price starts at $65. Additional things like lettering, metallics, there you go, will be an additional cost. And it doesn't say a $5 additional cost. No, it just says additional cost.
Okay. I think some grammatical people are dying there.
And based on what they order, how much it is, it's not just, I have to know what you want. Do you want 10 dozen with metallics on it? It's going to be a different price than just ordering a dozen with metallics on it. But it's not going to be just a $5 upcharge just because you said the word metallics.
Now, I think people would think it's wild, but I'm going to say if it's too complex, the technique, do not ever offer it. Do not even let people think it is available for them to point at and say, I want this. Corey and I have the day job of marketing. And sometimes people come to me and they'll be like, can I get a website? And I'll talk to them and I'll be like, that's more work and it's going to eat up my margin, but I'm not going to, it's my price is set for this, whatever the service is. So I turn to them and I say, I don't offer that service that you need. And I walk away from thousands of dollars because it's not thousands of dollars. It's a small margin on top of a bill that was thousands of dollars.
Because the time
if I got to get someone, a coder, to make something special for this little idea they had, well, that guy's got to charge his worth.
And he's going to.
Right. And that's going to eat up my margin. So it's not even worth my time. There's a point at which money is not worth it.
And the smartest way to look at it is an expense. A part of your breakdown of a cookie order is your ingredients. Those are fixed. You cannot go negotiate butter at Target. They don't care. So those things are fixed. But your next biggest chunk of expenses is your time making the dough, your time marketing, your time.
So more complex cookies is higher cost of ingredients and more time.
Yes.
Those crazy
more
cookies.
time. So people are, a lot of times when you get the payment, you get whatever it is. Say if you charge $60, you're like, yeah, I made $60. No, you did not make $60. Ingredients, that has to be paid out. Your time has to be paid out. And then whatever's a little bit left is your profit. But a lot of times we're eating up profit that there's nothing.
Right.
So when your mixer goes to break, you're paying out of pocket. You're stealing from the time that you were paid for to pay for your equipment costs.
That's like asking an employee, like, hey, dude, the dishwasher's not working. Everyone, we're going to take an offering.
Yeah, that would be insane. You would be so fast writing a bad review about that employer if they were stealing money from your paycheck.
You turned down an order for being too complicated.
Absolutely.
But you were able to do it, but you did not want to. Yeah, I think that is extremely
Or I refer them
helpful.
out to someone who loves those kind of complicated details.
Or you
and
can
pray.
kind of direct them to like, hey, this is what I can offer you that's within the wheelhouse. Is this something you'd be interested in? Let them decide.
Yeah, someone wanted just today. She emailed and she said, "I need basketballs." Hey, I can do that. And she said, "I need a very complicated logo cookie." And I said, "Hey, with the turnaround time that you're asking, I can do 24 basketballs
Have you done Eddie?
for the basketballs."
I don't know, for the complicated logo.
She wants it in 2 days, man.
Oh, so
I would have
it's
to be
easier
icing
to say
right now.
like, hey, I can't offer it.
Yeah, so I said, "No, I can't do your complicated ones. I can do 24 basketballs. Need your answer by tonight."
To an answer.
She is 15 minutes better.
So I would like to challenge you to take a lesson from our day job clients and assess what your offerings are. Too many offerings, that's analysis paralysis. And we've talked about that on another podcast. But when the offerings that aren't analysis paralysis, now look at what your highest margin is and make a list from highest margin to lowest margin and see if you can trim off the bottom two, the bottom three.
Yeah.
Why would we elect if opportunity cost? If I'm working on the lowest margin item that takes the most amount of time, am I saying no because I'm not available to the simple basketball cookies? That's an opportunity cost? I could have had a higher margin, easy basketball cookie, but instead I'm doing a woven sweater into a woven basket that's woven into a front porch set.
And sometimes you'll have slow times of the month that you can do the woven. But I would definitely try to market for your highest margins. That's why me and Heather really focus on cookie classes because the margins are so high and the time in is so low.
Highest margin item we offer.
Yeah. So anytime someone buys a custom cookie set, I try to sell them with the class. You want to do this yourself?
You can save a lot of money. So yeah, I would say your challenge this week is if you could sit down with your menu and say, wow, this takes me a lot of time. Or sit down with your portfolio. Just down your portfolio and just find what's just not working. But find what is the most time-consuming, complex offering or the offering that's eating up a lot of margin and get rid of it. Here's your permission. You can get rid of it.
You know what? I only offer one flavor.
I know, like,
Vanilla.
and no one's ever said anything.
Someone's like, "Do you offer raspberry?" No.
and they're like, okay, I'll take the vanilla. That's awesome because
I don't have to go make now 2 batches. I don't have to go buy more ingredients, which takes time
and money.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's always more
raspberries
expensive.
is what? Are you just making a vanilla base and then adding raspberries?
Not a clue. I don't make it.
So that's something to keep in mind. If you're saying like, wow, I feel like I'm not making a lot of money, what are you offering?
Do you know when I was figuring out which vanilla cookie recipe I wanted, I tried a few and I went with the one with the cheapest cost of ingredients, but there were so many that I tried and it's got like weird ingredients in it. And I was like, well, maybe that's just fancy. Adding to the cost of it. So then I have to raise my base price even higher to associate for the cost and then feel guilty for charging my worth and go down and then I make less. So I said, nah, we're going to do the eggs, flour,
There's
and
an
sugar.
ebb and flow. If you want a really high ticket item, then you need a high ticket target audience. And then your marketing needs to look high ticket.
Yes.
But you you're a kind of more approachable, LOL, funny jokes. I'm your average home cookie baker.
Yeah, let me make those unicorns.
Right, so you're gonna have to come off that deluxe couture packaging with the gold.
I am pretty highly priced for this area.
Not compared to McLean Lady.
Not compared to
She's
McLean.
blowing you out the water.
Man, I'm looking like a snipe.
She makes, but every cookie is a one-off.
Yeah.
And it's like she's an artist, and she was just
I'm not
using
an artist.
cookie medium.
I will give you 12 ghosts.
You're the ghost.
Black eye.
The mermaid tails seem to be a huge hit.
Okay, but those took so long.
Okay, not the mermaid tails, but okay, what else is that? You said unicorns? I've seen the same
Unicorns.
horse head from you like 30
But the mains do take a little bit of time.
Okay, well, then what do you want me
I
to
did
say?
the donuts ones were great that I did
Donuts
this
are
past
good.
week. Anything that's a pumpkin because that's just straight
Pumpkins.
out there. I have an order for 40 hearts this week.
Hearts is good.
Yeah, pastels, man.
So then, if Corey can say, here's my body of work, one, it helps your audience kind of know where you're, not where your skills at, but where you're willing to leave your skills at. You guys can do some crazy stuff, but I would probably not have it in my portfolio if it wasn't something
But
I love to do.
I love liking them on Instagram, but I'm a cookier and I'm not going to buy it from you.
So that was my little piece. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm an addict to cell phones, apparently.
And Diet Coke. Okay, lead the next one because you had a really good foundation. We discussed this at the Olive Garden.
The group is in a feisty, kind of angsty, dry
In a-
January into dry February.
Yeah, but like crazy December, we're tired. January, we're sleepy.
So I'm
February,
gonna say
where's
this.
my sales?
There's a lot that goes on in January that hits the cookie world a little harder than most. If you look at a Google Trends report for United States searches of sugar cookies, December is almost 5 to 6 times higher than the searches you see in Valentine's Day.
'Tis the season.
We have price anchored. We have not price anchored, but the theory of anchoring. We have anchored ourselves to the high that is Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And then we fall to the low of the reality. Did you know January is not the slowest month of cookies? It's the summer, midsummer.
Yeah,
but
probably
it
July 4th.
feels so slow.
Yeah, and here's why. Everyone after December was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad to take off a couple of weeks. But you took off not only decorating cookies, but marketing those cookies.
Because you were busy. You made the money. It was great.
You're recouping,
You worked
retired.
hard.
A lot of people are tired after holidays. They spend a ton of money on Christmas.
So January has a lot of things moving and not necessarily in our direction. From our own moods of being exhausted after Christmas, Corey and I didn't teach a class in January.
Yeah, we skipped it, man.
We always skip January.
I was happy about it.
Yeah, so we didn't teach a class in January. You have January's just a sad month. Sorry for my January babies,
Everyone's
but you guys
hit
got
with those
sad
bills
month.
from the Christmas.
You got your Christmas bills. There's no like holidays. Valentine's Day, I never get off work. It like has to fall on a weekend.
Yeah.
And then we live in an area where you're not touching a reservation here. The Olive Garden will be untouchable on the days leading up to it.
Yeah.
And then also then you have this hiatus of holidays. Then nobody thinks about Valentine's Day until the last 2 weeks. So I used to basically live at Wegmans.
Yeah.
So much so that someone came up to me and said, "You're off today?" I said, "I don't work here." But yes.
People, when I would go into the Heather's Wegmans, would say hello to me, and I had to keep up her persona and respond as Heather.
Some friends.
Hey, how you doing? Keeping good? All
Me
right,
and the vegetable
tomorrow.
guy. We were good. We were good. So when you go into Wegmans, let's say 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
the 12 dozen long stem roses are like $12 to $15.
Okay.
Typically 12. Beautiful roses, great. Somehow they find themselves from the back of the store in the floral department to the front, in front of the produce. It's the first thing you see. It is like
It's when you walk into Wags and you
It's
grab
crazy.
your carty there, right before you're even in the store. They're there.
it's crazy. So yeah, as soon as you turn the bend around the little inconvenient wine cart and the weird, clearly our fruit was going bad, so we turned it into a smoothie cart. You see this just barrage of Valentine's Day and those flowers that were just in the back a mere week ago somehow sprouted legs and walked up to the front and then sprouted an additional $35 price tag. Those roses that were just $12 are now $35 2 weeks out from Valentine's Day. The day before Valentine's Day, you can't touch them. Everything's Valentine's Day.
The only ones that are left are the wilted guys. With that
Says a lot about your love life too.
If
If you're waiting to the last second, yeah, you might try buying cookies at that point and save your night. But how crazy is that? So I think we look at cookie people and be like, everyone is placing so many early orders in December. December has a long hype train because as soon as Halloween hits, you start to think holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
You've got them all racing to put on Christmas music.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's no Valentine's Day music playing.
There's no Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a weird holiday that's in the middle of February. So January sees nothing and it gets cookie people really worried. Also, they took off. That's a natural thing. But you didn't take off your expectations.
Yeah, you took off everything, your marketing, your time, but you still thinking of December sales.
And then the caveat is that last year COVID was kind of fresh and new. Now it's old hat and everywhere. But a lot of people were looking for alternatives, which cookies, these DIY kits were a lot of fun.
Yeah, because a lot of people were forced to be at home last year, and then
So
they were
our,
like,
our
"When
targets
will
were
they find-"
searching for us.
Yes.
So now we got rest on our laurels and we're like, well, they'll come find us. But the target audience has moved along. Next best thing. We have to go look for them. Back to marketing. So it's easy to compare a lot of things in February and say, my marketing isn't working. Panic, panic, panic. Marketing never changes.
And then, can I add this little thing here? If someone wants a custom order and you're so hell bent, can I say that? Hell bent, heck bent on Valentine's Day pre-sales that you're turning custom orders a sure thing away, just so you can offer the pre-sales that might tank. Why not say, "Oh my goodness, we're sold out on the pre-sales," and focus on the custom orders?
Pivot.
Pivot. It's okay. You're not a failure. You did not fail. You're still making money. If people want custom orders, focus on the custom orders and just forget the pre-sales. I know you put time in, but Heather calls them sunken costs.
You can't go back and get it.
You can't go back and get it. But what you can do is maybe
Like
get
me and
some
my last
custom
relationship.
sales.
Can't go back and get it.
The big game, the Super Bowl, I'm not sure if I can say that, is coming up. Did you try to sell some Super Bowl kits? You know people are going to have those parties. Pivot.
Okay, but here's the thing. If something doesn't sell, my little baby child, my baby girl, my baby boy, it's fine. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you found one new thing that doesn't work. Corey and I had we decided we were going to do a July 3rd class. I don't know. I thought it was a great idea. We're going to do like fireworks and
people are going to love it.
yeah, it had some cute punny name or something. America the Delicious. I don't know what it was. Clearly, the name and the class flip flops. So what we determined had happened is people were traveling and nobody was thinking about cookies the day before.
No,
4th
they
of
were
July.
thinking about,
The
did
cooler.
you get the hot dogs for
Yes,
the barbecue?
Absolutely. So we canceled that class. I think 2 people had signed up. It would have cost. We got a private teacher each of us, and somebody would have been stuck with me. It just been unfair. So we refunded them. Say we're so sorry. Gave them a discount to a future class if they wanted to, and then said, "Hey, don't do July 3rd. That's just not a day." So now our July class is mid-July, end of July, and I think we're doing Barbie cute cookies.
Yeah, but I don't see us as a failure there. I say, okay, we learned our lesson. Now we're going to scoochie it back because
But if
now we
I
know.
stop teaching classes after that,
Oh,
We
you've
would've
left
left a
so
lot of
money
money
on the
on
table.
Right.
For each girl.
So I like Corey's comparison is right now in the group as an admin.
Yeah.
It is clearly I'm seeing everything, so I never look off my phone. It's just a lot of negativity, and I get it. It's because it is a negative time of the year. It's cold for a lot of us. There's a lot of snow here,
Weird February blizzards that took over the
Yeah.
United States.
and then it's just no. And then you have like the height. It was so fun in December. Then January is like back to work, New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, kicking in. I'm budgeting New Year's budgets and everything like that. So don't let it come back on you and be like, I'm a failure.
When these times are slow, and let me promise you, your July will be slow. It is the slowest time for cookies. Nobody feels it though because they're not paying attention. It's fun outside.
They're going on their own vacation.
Right. Yeah. These are the months to sit down and game plan the rest of the year. So you get one awesome month in January to sit down and come up with your quarter 1 to quarter 2.
Do you know what I do during downtime? I make cookie sets that I want to make, and I post those pictures.
But don't put them in your portfolio because that just negates what I just talked about.
No. These are easy ones.
Oh, okay.
Like today, I do have an order this week, but today I said, you know what? Teacher appreciation is coming up, and it's a hot seller for me.
Oh, that's nice. Do it now and then have it ready for
Yeah.
September.
So Kaleido Cuts, I don't know how you say it, has an apple with a heart cut out of it. Do you know what? I'm going to use it for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm going to use it for Teacher Appreciation Day. And my samples
back
are
to
already
school
made.
day. So you're batching content for the rest of the year.
1,000%.
Instead of sulking, that January is kind of crappy.
Did you
I wanna
know-
say crappy?
No, I don't know.
Crudly.
Last year, I made some Valentine's Day cookies I did not post. Do you know why? So I could post them this year.
Nice. So I would say, guys, use these slower times that are guaranteed. It's how the trend report. It's not you. You're not a unique snowflake here. It's cold outside. It's not you. The snowflakes aren't inside. You're not unique in this being slow. So don't. And okay, what you're going to see is somebody's like, well, it's my best month ever. They probably didn't take off marketing, or they hit the market.
Or they
right.
could have had a slower December, so they were able to market a little bit more in December
And you don't
January.
know if they went to a wedding expo and just absolutely knocked it out of the park. And it's
don't
also
know.
the time for wedding expos because everyone's put
Yeah.
off getting married.
True, guys. True.
It's just something, don't compare yourself, but use this time to strategize. In the Cookie College, we're doing risk assessment. This is the time to do risk assessments. Melissa was
Explain
like, hey, here's my assessment is my Facebook account got hacked and someone ran ads in my account. It cost me $300. The assessment is go and change my password and set up two-factor.
She said take the last
Yeah,
pass.
she took the LastPass course, two-factor authentication, change your password. And she said, it's a $300 lesson, but it's probably saved me a bunch of money because
Yeah.
if she lost her page.
Yeah.
So risk assessments, business plans, strategies, goals. This is a time. It will get your head out of
The sadness.
and it will put your marketing mindset back.
Yeah, so you could almost plan out if you're doing St. Patrick's Day, if you're doing Mardi Gras, if you're doing Easter and Mother's Day, you can get that game plan down now. Don't sulk with your Valentine's Day sales. Pivot in this moment. Say, okay, I'm not really making the pre-sales. I'm going to focus on the big game. if
You
that
and I
what it
spent
is.
January coming up with a class list for the rest of the year.
Yes, and people are signing up because it's up and able to sign up.
Yeah.
Usually in the past we were running with our pants around our ankles. we were pants. We were just running pantless. But we would try to get the classes up, and we'd be like, we have to have. Usually we try to make a 6-week campaign for classes. But
Yeah.
we were waiting last minute, and it was getting to a month. And
So
then
we
were running
built it
around.
out. We built out our class schedule. Guess what? The cookies, we don't know exactly what the cookie set is, but the class says like, hey, we're coming up with a set when we get closer to the day. But here, everyone can sign up between now and December. I do not have to think about it. I have the schedule up. I have it all on the website.
Uh-huh.
And now I can focus on something else that moves my business forward. I can take the Facebook ads course and create ads that support that. But if you're looking in just an inch in front of you, there's a mile that you could be preparing for that's a lot happier and will put you in a great place.
Is it sad you made the samples and it's not working out how you thought it was? 1,000%. That's why I say don't offer a lot so you won't be so sad. But I'm just saying you can pivot. It's not always a loss. If you can focus on customs and you can focus on the football stuff,
If you don't, okay, here's another thing. A lot of you guys don't have email lists. No wonder why your January dry.
Yeah.
Go sit down and go back through last year and find every email, every name, what their order was, what their order date was, and create a little CRM in an Excel spreadsheet.
Guaranteed in the history of your baking, someone has a birthday in February that has bought birthday cookies from you in
Could you
past
imagine
February.
if someone's like, "Hey Heather, happy birthday! I know it's November 22nd, 112288. I just want to check in if you want to place an order because we're about 2 weeks out from your birthday. Now would
And
be
your
the perfect
sister
time."
really likes cookies. And but if someone emailed me and said, "Hey, Corey, your son's birthday is in February. You bought from us last year. Just wanted to see if that's something you'd been." If someone reached out to me and I'd be like, "Oh my goodness,
I didn't
that
even
was
think
such a
about
great
it. You
idea."
ask a question. The cheapest lead you'll ever have is somebody you've already sold to. You
So
already did the cost of
Make
acquisition.
them an email list, and if you don't have the email list, see if you have their emails and write them a little
PayPal
custom
collects emails. And if you took my email course, you'd know that technically, if you collected somebody's emails, as long as they have the ability to unsubscribe, it is legal to email them.
Oh, that brings us on to the course covers. Go ahead, girl.
Course.
Oh, talk about the one you did this week.
Oh, the copy. Okay, so
Case on.
a lot of you guys kind of get in the group and you're like, I just see a wall of white paper when I sit down to write my copy. I don't know what to say. Guess what? They're called copywriting formulas, and you'll see Corey and I actually use them all the time. And people are like, wow, how did you write that? That's genius. No, it's not. It's a formula. Corey and I are not smart people.
No, but we've done it for years. We've been not smart for years.
Yeah, so you kind of learn the tips and tricks to get around the not smartness. So we covered in the Cookie College. I actually threw in, it was 5 copywriting formulas that I like, and I threw in an extra one just to, give you a little options. But I really like, and I'm going to cover this one copy formula in the main group, a little taste test of what the Cookie College kids got.
Okay.
But it's the AIDA formula. So
Can we call it AIDA?
I don't know.
AIDA?
I did in the class.
Okay.
It is getting somebody's attention, building up an interest,
Love it.
making them desire it,
Yeah.
and then showing them how they
That's
can.
how me and you write.
Yeah,
That's all right.
It was made in the 1800s. It's a age old.
Well, proven to
Die
work.
hard.
200 years behind it.
Right. So let's do an AIDA workshop right now on the
Okay.
Cookie College.
Okay.
So, hey, do you have a hard time marketing your cookies in January? Is January slow for you?
Yes, it is.
What if I told you I have 500 people working to make January not as hard?
What?
Yeah, we have something. It's called the Cookie College, and it's like a mastermind group where you have 50 plus marketing courses that are going to help you turn dry January into dough January.
Where do I?
You can go to thecookie.college.com right now and sign up. You can lock in 2022 pricing, and guess what? I can't ever raise the price on you if you buy it today. I would, but Stripe doesn't let me.
Throws money at microphone.
Okay, so if you find yourself struggling with that, if that was like, okay, and you feel like, here's what isn't copy. Valentine's Day pre-orders now open.
Valentine's pre-sales now closed.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you, Janice, for turning 98. I appreciate your
Really
order.
enjoyed the set.
Thank you to my customers. ####. This was obviously shared from Instagram.
So when we can't, if you're not excited, the audience is not going to be excited. So you've got to be excited in your copy to elicit in people their attention, their interest, their desire, and then an action to take to get that.
I almost like to use my photos to stop people, but then I use my copy when it comes to business on my cookie page to connect with people. A lot of times my copy has nothing to do with the picture.
Right. That's a great point.
But people read it.
If it's interesting, and people read copy top to bottom, right? So if your most hooky sentence is at the bottom, guess what? No, we're going to read it.
No.
It's got to start at the top.
Absolutely.
So, it's funny. When we first started this podcast, in podcast number 7, Corey said, hey, guys, go to the group and said, I can't believe the twins said that on the podcast.
And that's all we said. We said, please just do that. Our numbers are low on the potty.
It was crazy how much. They almost had triple the listens for the longest time than any other podcast because that first sentence was such a hook. Uh-huh. It was juicy gossip.
Juicy. Like,
can't
the
believe
twins.
it.
Oh my goodness, they're gossiping on the podcast. Then someone in the group, it was so funny. There's like, I'm not going to go listen to it, but I don't like these twins.
So think about when you're offering a cookie. Like, I cannot believe I just did this, but I accidentally baked an extra set, and we're going to do a giveaway. Something like that. Get me hooked and drag me through it. A couple other formulas we covered is before, after bridge. Hey, Corey, do you not have anything to do this weekend?
No.
What if you're stuck at home all weekend?
I am.
Well, come to cookie class.
Gosh darn it.
Right. So before, after bridge is here's where you are, here's where you could be, and I'm going to show you how to get there.
All right. Bored? Not bored? Wait. Okay, but that is called the Cookie College, and it's a course that we have. It's
Membership,
hosted.
not course.
Oh, sorry. It's a membership. Why? Because there's 50 courses.
You'll never guess what the twins said on the cookie college.
But you get access to those 50 courses. You get access to Heather's digital downloads, which are these squares. And it's almost like if you're like, I'm so busy right now, I cannot make my own content. Heather helps
Probably
you
on
with
your
these.
Facebook page, doom scrolling. Yeah. I am.
She makes you these digital downloads, and you can sub out the pictures she has in there with your own stuff.
Yeah, I make it for free Canva, and also make it for Photoshop.
Yeah, so you can, and Heather tells you how to edit it in free Canva and Photoshop. So when you download those, but you get it in the Cookie College, then you get access to the private Facebook group, and that's probably the funnest part, the most funner part. Right. Heather's digital downloads are kicking.
Here's the courses. So today, well, I actually got it done early because a couple of people asked me to. The course drop, Copywriting 101. I take you through 6 different formulas. Then we work on a worksheet that you can download and answer the questions yourself to build out the formulas you like. And the whole time I'm walking you through how to do it for a cookie class, how I do it for the Cookie College to demonstrate what these formulas do.
Right.
Every other Monday, we have a Get to Know Your Cookie College membership where I answer your questions live in the Cookie College, walk you through your course material, everything you need to know to really get the bang for your buck. And then on February 19th, we have Intro to Creating Post Flyers and Menus in Canva. After that, we're doing Getting Organized with Cloud Storage, which will be specifically Google Drive.
And hopefully we're going to have a business budgeting course in there soon. Fingers crossed. I got an email.
Yeah, right. That's not top of me. We'll have some guest speakers. And working on someone teaching a TikTok how to.
Yes.
Reels and TikToks. Using InShot on an iPhone. So I don't teach that because I don't have an iPhone.
True.
But yeah, just trying to get the content out there that people are really looking to level up there.
And they got freebie photos today. I take photos for the people in the Cookie College to help them save them time and to have content to post. And it's always kind of sales or it's always engagement driven. So you're like, well, I don't make sugar cookies. No, you don't necessarily need that. But we're at voicemails.
Voicemails, which are 2 texts. Hi, ladies. It's a 224. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for the show. I really appreciate all of your help. I'm a new baker that just started selling customs mid-January, and Valentine's Day is my first holiday pre-sale. Sales seem okay, but every order I agonize over the customer thought. Twice I've gotten photos of a person enjoying their cookie, which is great, but I want them from everyone. So I was thinking of implementing a survey system, but I'm clueless what the questions could cover and how to ask. I really do want constructive feedback, and if something is off, to change that now. However, I'm also slightly terrified of the survey feedback, which is also why I haven't sent any requests to leave a review. Any tips? Thanks.
Here's the thing. You ask for someone's opinion, you're going to get it. When I know that I've done a set exactly the way they wanted, donut grow up, I gave them some donuts, and a number, I am assuming the good review. Hey, I made these cookies for you. You seem very excited. Would you mind helping me out and posting a review? That's the feedback I want.
Let me give you a little insider tip. If somebody really doesn't like something, they'll let you know. They will find you and they will let you know. So I would say that I touched my mic with my ring. I would say that you got to trust a process that the person that hired you because they wanted what you created. If it were my business, which doesn't mean it has to be your business, but I would not waste my follow-up email asking for negative feedback. What I would do is say, thank you so much for ordering from me. I really appreciate you letting me be a little a part of your celebration. It means a lot to me. If you wouldn't mind taking 2 seconds to leave, even if it's just hitting the 5-star button, it would be great.
If you have any issues with the order, let me know here so I can fix them.
There you go. That's all you need. But the odds of if you keep this correspondence, so I was listening to a book on addiction, cell phone addiction. The anticipation of your client getting their order is where they're the most active with you. Once they got it, well, you're not giving them anything else. Now they're no longer interested technically.
Yeah.
If you ever see me, like every time I buy something on Amazon, I'm like, I bought something and it's like, hey, would you like to review it? No, I don't even remember what I bought.
Yeah.
I don't want to review it. The odds of me opening 3 emails after the correspondence is done and I've gotten my product are 0 to none.
Yeah.
So I would not be wasting that one most valuable follow-up email asking for feedback, because feedback has a 50-50 shot of being negative. But if somebody sends you even positive feedback, now you have to have another correspondence saying, would you mind taking that and posting it to my Facebook page?
Or because you're like, okay, can I have your feedback? And then it's good. Okay, well, can you post that here? Probably not. Now it's bad. Now you have to be like, I'm so sorry about your order.
Right. Either way, there's more work with even less results. Fewer results? Sorry, grammatical people.
Oh, they're going to hate us listening.
So if it were my business, 224, I would say use that and assume that you did everything that client wanted.
It's okay to assume it. You are the expert here.
Right. Yeah. I bought the Ann Taylor Loft clothes, and then Ann Taylor Loft said, hey, would you leave a review so other people know what you thought? Now, do I have the risk of being like, hated it?
Yeah.
Hated it. But what are the odds that I'm going to do that? One, I'm probably not going to leave a review anyways. And 2, yeah, you run the risk of somebody being like, well, I hated you. I hated it. But you're a small business, and you operate quite differently than a big conglomerate. People don't see Ann Taylor Loft as a lady named Ann who's tailoring in the loft. So I think that you have the benefit of being a small business owner that has a face to a name with these people. And if they have an issue, they can reach out to you. If not, assume that they were happy and ask them for that review.
Send them the link to your Facebook page.
Here's one thing I'm going to guarantee everybody. You will get a bad review. At one point in your life, if you're a business owner, you will get a bad review. Now, how are you going to mitigate it? Don't take off your emotional cap and put on your business cap. Take one deep sigh, breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, and say, how am I going to stop this?
How am I going to?
How can I get in front of this? Can I ask for 5 positive reviews?
Yeah. Can I pad my reviews now so when I do get that bad review, it doesn't say 3.2?
If you could please everybody, what kind of person could you possibly be?
Corey.
Again. We have people get removed from the group all the time, not because they're necessarily bad people.
All the time? What are you doing?
Running a tight ship. Not because they're bad people, because we just don't jive. Their values and the values that this group is going to be operated on, which has to be the moderator's values, they just don't align. And that's fine. And if they left me a bad review, well, I have a bunch of other people who leave a positive review.
Ooh, take that.
Like that.
All right, voicemail number 2. Hi, twinsies. My name is Michaela, and I own the little cookie barn over in the good old state of New Hampshire. Queso. She actually wrote out queso. My question is it cheesy, to make a Facebook post asking for either Google reviews or Facebook recommendations? I don't want to look desperado, but the cookie little tags I attached to my package mentioning a review are just not cutting it. Also, if I do make a post and get multiple reviews in a short amount of time, will I get flagged? I know Yelp does this if you get too many at once. Thank you both for all you do. I don't have a favorite twin, but I did have 2 fangirl moments with Corey. Once, when she commented on my logo for the Cookie Collab and told me she thinks mine was one of her favorites so far. Then again, when she messaged me thinking I was the mom of the cute little girl who stole the show at CookieCon. My mistake. Oh, yeah, she posted her, and I was like, you're her mom!
Great question, but bringing us back to reviews. Now, Michaela brings up a great point. Google used to be the wild, wild west of reviews, where you could just get as many reviews as possible. Now, they're turning a little bit into Yelp, which means you have to have a Gmail to leave a review on a Google My Business.
Uh-huh.
Are they flagging things that are out of the ordinary? Yes, they can, which means they'll hold that review before it posts to your profile. How are we going to get in front of that? We're going to start forming a natural rhythm of reviews being added to that profile. Unnatural, I have no reviews for a year, and then suddenly I have 20. That sounds, okay, guys, yes, you can buy reviews.
Absolutely.
And they're not the cheapest
It's a
thing.
whole industry of review purchasing. And you can purchase good ones and you can purchase bad ones.
Which is called negative SEO. So yes, these reviews have an SEO pull on Google My Business, which is why I encourage people to focus on Google reviews right now.
Yeah.
Over Facebook. Facebook is that recommendation thing. Mm-hmm. But Google My Business, if you're focusing on SEO, that's where I'd put your money. What else does she ask?
She says, is it okay to ask in your Facebook page if people would leave you a review? Or is that desperado?
If it's desperate, call me desperate.
Calls me desperate. No, what you want to do is you want to ask. Ask me. And then when I do it, make me feel like I'm on cloud 9 for helping out your small business.
When I got this Acura like 8 years ago,
Yes.
I took it to like, you had to get a 500-mile oil change to like flush out the system or whatever. And the guy came out and he was like, hey, I'm just going to be honest. Like, it would mean a lot to me if you left me a Yelp review because that's where the boss looks. So I was like, okay,
said,
using the power of copy,
no more.
I write this absolutely hilarious review on Yelp. And I come back in for the next oil change or something. And he comes out and he said, I cannot begin to thank you enough. Oil changes for as long as I work here are on me. Thank you so much. She printed it out and hung it on the wall.
Seasons 52, there's this guy, Sean. We had our first SCM meetup last year, and our favorite waiter knocked it out of the park. He was so nice to all the cookie people, and he was nice to us, stayed later after his time and made everyone exactly what they wanted from the bar. So it was super nice. Heather wrote a fantastic review. It was read in front of the entire company, and then it was posted on the wall so much that the other waiters are like, are you kidding me? You wrote him a review, not me.
Yeah. Matchbox Pizza, it's since closed in Potomac Mills Mall, but they had my review hung up on the wall there for a while.
Heather loves her a good review.
I love it. But my bad ones are really bad and also fun to read. Because once I left this, auto body shop, I honestly really thought they were trying to take me for all they're worth. And I said, hey guys, like I got it. They failed me on state inspection. We have a safety inspection here. And I took it down the road to another safety inspection. And I said, hey, I'm failed. Could you go see it? And the second guy is like, I cannot figure what they failed you for. I just cannot figure it out. So I said, okay, first guy, I'm going to leave you a review. When the guy I was dating at the time shows up to get his car fixed they're like, are you dating that girl with the review?
And I asked him, can you please ask her to take it down? But they did a bad job. They deserved the bad review. But Heather wrote it as good as she does good copy, bad copy in a bad way.
It was hilarious.
Okay, but
it was
they
like still funny. They've since sold, so they're probably millionaires. So my little review didn't matter. Careers are automotive. So I would say ask for that review. You're gonna always hear Corey and I say ask for that review because I can guarantee you. And it's probably going to hit your worst day in January. You're going to get a bad review. Not because you're a bad person, because you and another person just weren't on the same wavelength.
Yeah. And odds are, when you ask for a review, you're not going to get 30 at one time. People have to have a Gmail. They have to actually click over there to make it.
It's a numbers game. Ask for 30, you may get 2.
Yeah. So, no, you're not going to get penalized for getting Facebook reviews. And honestly, when I look at reviews, I don't sort them. It sorts by most helpful. And then you can make it go by most recent. But I've never looked at really the timestamp of a review. I just look at what they said and what the numbers are.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you don't have a perfect review score, well, getting enough reviews can turn that up. Anything above a 4.5 is considered an absolutely amazing score. Anything below a 3, and I think you got a little bit of work to do. In fact, Google My Business will not show you in any search that says highly rated blot near me.
If you want to know what Heather's talking about, she has an SEO course on the Cookie College for you.
I don't think I talked about that, but get reviews. Get reviews on Google. Get long reviews on Google. Reviews are now ranking factors. Not your replies, but you should be replying to all of them.
Yeah.
But what somebody writes in that review, if they said, I had the most amazing sugar cookie in Burke, Virginia, then somebody says sugar cookies near me and they're in Burke, Virginia, guess what?
Yes.
That review will pull your Google My Business listing into the results.
Absolutely.
Which is why, one little caveat there. I told everybody, if you do not have a house where people can walk in and shop at any hour. You cannot have a Google My Business that's not set as a service area. And Google will find you and they will shut down your profile.
They'll disable your profile. And it's not always that you can get it back. They will send you a warning. Or you're going to have someone show up at your house looking to order cookies.
Google.
Oh,
Thank
Google.
you, son.
Sorry.
How to close your mouth.
You're going to have someone that shows up. Someone just got a 1-star review because they're like, I showed up at the house. There was nothing for me to buy. Red flag, no. I actually, even though I'm set to a service area, someone called me and said, can I stop by? And I said, no.
So you say, why wouldn't Google help us? Google doesn't care about you. What they care about is the end user, the person using Google Maps to find things.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is the Maps user says, well, I need something right now, because none of us are ever thinking ahead. I need a cake right now. I forgot is my wife's Valentine's Day in a week, and Wegmans is only selling wilted flowers. I'm going to drive to a bakery near me, because when you think of bakery, you think of a place you can stop into. And when you get there and there's nothing available, that person is upset. And Google doesn't want you to make their audience upset. Their target audience isn't you, it's this person.
That's who's putting money in our
So what
pocket.
happens? Because yes, guess what? You can buy fake Google My Business profiles because they're so valuable. They're $500 to $1,000, and they're spoofs of addresses that businesses you can't drive up to.
Mm-hmm.
So Google will find your profile and they will delete it. I told you, you heard it here first. If you're a service area business, even if somebody just picks up, it doesn't mean you're a brick and mortar bakery. Change it to a service area.
There you go. Now take us to groupie stuff.
Group stuff. Past lives. Take better cell phone photography with Amy Russell. Poor Amy. Said, I've never had more stress in my life. My kids started throwing up. Somebody knocked on the door and my iPad died mid-live.
Yeah, so there's two.
She salvages it. There's two links. They're pinned in her Facebook Live in the past events tab on the main Facebook group. Watercolor painting cookies with Erica. My goodness. It was crazy.
I need to take it.
I think she's more of an artist.
I'm horrendous at watercolor.
I don't know. She was really talented.
My cookies either absorb the Everclear and start like evaporating the tops.
Everclear, love it. And then Facebook, I taught this one, Facebook's planner app, and a little intro to the Cookie College. So instead of just hard selling you guys on the Cookie College all the time, which we will still do, don't worry about that, I want to introduce you to a little bit of the coursework, which we covered Facebook's free planner app. It's not an app on your phone, it's an app on the computer.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. You'll access it through Business Manager. It's really nifty. You can get it through your page as well. Go to your page, look at the left side and click planner. You can schedule stories. You can schedule Facebook and Instagram stories from the same post with different captions. You can change photos into videos and schedule those. You can post ahead of time. It gives you triggers for weird holidays it's keeping track of, so you can make a post on National Pie Day.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's pretty neat. Okay, quick cover upcoming events.
Upcoming events, we have new 1099 reporting law with tax
Got
professional
rescheduled.
Nicole.
So it was supposed to be last week, but now it's this week.
It's this week, Wednesday at 7:30. She is a tax professional. She's not a lawyer, so keep that in mind. And keep in mind that laws are different state to state. So when you watch it, ask the questions, but make sure that you're thinking like, what state I'm in.
Broad strokes. But she's covering the new 1099 reporting law of that $600 threshold.
Yeah.
She's dispelling some rumors.
Oh, great, because those rumors are rampant in the groups. Mastering client. Are you going to take over this little section?
Usually go back and forth, but you kind of been
No, you said, Corey, take it over. Upcoming events.
Air.
Mastering Client Communications with Andrea Baker Balekik. Thursday, February 17th, 2022 at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So that'll be a late nighter. Cannot wait. Mastering client communications is huge. If you are running a business, this is a live that you need to tune into. Even if you're like, hey, I'm great, I've never said anything wrong, just tune into it because you never know.
You need to be
when
teaching another live
occasion. All right. Then we have Egging Yards with Meredith Martin. This is something she does every year around Easter, and it is a money maker for her. Will you lose a little sleeve egg in the yards? Absolutely. Is your pockets going to be so green you don't care about it? 100%. And that's February 22nd. There's no time listed on there for some odd reason.
I haven't made the event yet.
Oh, Heather hasn't made the event, but we got some time for that one. So that one will be fun. If you're looking for an easy way to bring something unique to your Easter offerings.
It's just
Yeah.
Okay, Twintress, did you come up with anything? Okay, I'm going to tell. I got that Dyson wand. Oh, I said that in the last podcast.
Oh, man.
I tried
did.
it, though.
Okay. Yeah, your hair looked good.
It works aggressively. But if you're like me, okay, when you look in a mirror and you're like, I don't know why my hand is moving backwards when I wanted it to move forwards. I can't understand where my hair is in relationship to my hand in a mirror.
Yeah.
This is like, no worries, girl. We're going to use physics and air to wrap your hair around.
Sucks your hair.
Like, I'm like putting my hair on the wrong side and the hair's like, no, we're going to go around here.
Funny, because it's blowing.
Yeah. It's like, it's tucking it in, not blowing.
That's what I meant, you weirdo.
I'm telling you. Wow. Skyring's wife had two. She got both.
Wait, you sold your other one?
I sold mine to my mom.
My twin twist is I bought myself a new phone holder to take cookie videos.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to tell you. It's. I'll bring it up next week, but I ordered off Amazon. We'll see. I'll give you my. I was not paid for it, so I'll rip it apart.
I was gonna buy. I wanted to do so I do Facebook Lives here.
Yeah.
But I want to do Facebook Lives on Instagram at the same time. So someone said, yeah, get your work phone, get your personal phone, and get my webcam, and then you can turn on your TikTok, turn on your Instagram, do those lives.
For that.
I think it's Heather's a little bit of a cluster.
So if supposedly this holder holds your phone at different angles. Like, my problem is I am over a cookie when I'm decorating, so I can't have the phone there because I cannot see.
How much did this cost before we fall in love with it?
It's not that much, 70. Other ones are 150.
So Shop Canvas is 150.
Yeah, and I looked at that. I said, you know what, I'm doing. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, moving on to sponsors. I'm going to say something about Eddie. Eddie is turning 2.
You
Happy
little big
birthday,
boy.
Eddie.
Little baby.
You get around there for a youngin'. But they actually, I don't know if you guys have an Eddie, but if you're not in the Eddie group, join it. They just hit 10,000 members, and they're also pushing out an update, a software update. It'll be their third since they opened, or since they started selling them. But they said it's gonna, if you're one person to really push Eddie's limits, this will save you some headache. Because Premier is always listening. They're always there. They're always here to help.
Yeah.
So they said, if you're trying to make Eddie do a lot of crazies things, because he can only do so much, this will help you. If you haven't noticed the issue, you'll not notice the.
I haven't noticed the issue. I haven't done anything crazy.
So this should be helpful for them. You want to take it next?
Bakety Bake. I'm gonna look. I'm pretty sure she has stuff. Bakety Bake is the company that makes a meringue powder called Royal Batch. It is what I use now. I absolutely love it. She is in stock for both the 1 pound and the 5 pound. Guys, this stuff is my favorite. It allows you to work a little bit slower. You know, like how if you're flooding a big cookie, like by the time you actually flood it and do your little shaky thing, it's already starting to crust on the sides. That's so annoying because then you have to go break the crust, and I hate the look where you can see where the crust was broken and then it dried.
Too.
But this gives you more time to work it. It gives you a little bit more of a puff, more of a shine. And the reason why, it already has corn syrup in there. So that's an ingredient saver for you. It already has white food coloring in there, so you're going to have bright white right off the bat.
You just tripped over
your shit. I feel like an infomercial, man. And it has vanilla in there. I gotta go. It's pitch black. You said this was gonna be a 30-minute podcast. But you can use code TWINS at checkout and save 10%. So it's what I use. I really do like it. My other thing, if you're just listening to this for the first time, before I was never able to write with fine tip edible markers because it always poked through and it made my heart sad. This one, you can write on it, nothing pokes through. Don't know the sorcery behind it.
Awesome. Cast Iron. If you're looking for a website, Cast Iron will actually set one up for you. It's pretty awesome. And Corey partnered with these cool football cookies where you can click a button and add it to your Cast Iron
remember
shop.
how we were talking about pivoting? So if you are thinking about, if your sales are down, use those cast iron photos. I don't even think you have to actually sign up for cast iron to use them, but you'd want to. But you can use those photos and say, hey, who would be interested in football DIY kits?
If I can get 10 orders, I'll order the cutters.
If I can get these orders, I will invest and we'll start making some dough.
You gave them a list of all the cutters and where you got them. Shops.
Did.
Cool cast iron. Okay, the mailbag is full. I think it's from
full.
Bill's, I'll be honest.
Yeah, and
I don't really want to go. So, yeah. But you all, thank you so much. I know we're a day early and $1 extra.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We'll be posting this today because
Heather's going out of town, so please go easy on me in the groups as I will be the only one modding it.
If you want to post some off-topic ravioli, you're fine to
do not do that. They will do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Just say, I can't believe this twin said that on the podcast again.
I'm gonna ban first, ask question later.
Okay, you guys. See you next week.